I'm going to put up on the screen something I intended to spend quite a bit of time going over. So I want your undivided attention for this discussion because I don't want this to be a distraction. I wanted to spend more than a half hour going over this. I think there's so much here for you to absorb, but I'm going to keep it simple, okay? This right here, for a lot of people, is a journey that I want to introduce to you. Particularly right at the end, it has the UBB. I want to talk about something that is very, very important to me and something that I'd like to announce here, and I'd like you to understand it, so pay attention. I know that for many people, starting an accounting business can be overwhelming. There's a lot to do, a lot of decisions that need to be made, and sometimes because of that overwhelming feeling, you get paralyzed. Okay? It's just like, why do it? There's just so much behind it. Why even start? And that's where you get the reason to, I'm going to go fold the laundry. I'm going to go do the dishes. It's just that I can finish tonight, but this is going to be something that once I start, it's going to take me weeks or months. I'm just going to do this instead. I'm going to watch that show on television. In fact, I saw a very funny comedic thing where the person was saying, do you realize how many people spend a half hour to an hour literally on Netflix, starting a video, going, no, I don't want to watch that one. Starting a video, no, I'm not going to watch that one. No, I'm going to watch. And after an hour and a half, an hour, 2 hours, they could have watched one of the episodes, right? But what they did is they spent their entire time going, no, not that one. Okay, no, not that one. We are very much conditioned today as a society to not start something because of it being either daunting or indecision. I want to break this down for you. In the most simplistic form, this is the roadmap. Now, there's other things I'm going to add on here in just a moment, but this is the simplistic form. And I want to give you context. So I'm going to turn this off right up here. When Ken was speaking about the start of Universal, it began with Alf Bostrom. He was a what? A business coach. As a business coach, he was working with business owners, and it was from that the professional bookkeeper program was created. It was meeting a very specific need. Small business owners were not getting the accounting information needed to make well-informed business decisions. Alf needed to have individuals, not himself, individuals that he could train and expect quality financial reports so he could turn the businesses around. That's the essence of the professional bookkeeper program. It's not a course designed to give you the confidence to go work for a Fortune 500 company doing GAAP accounting for an international business. It's meant for the 90+% of businesses that are down every street that we walk down that are business owners that just need information to run their companies profitably, okay? From that, the company then quickly realized, hey, you know what? This is novel. There's software out there that actually helps people do this accounting thing. QuickBooks happens to be right now the most popular or most prominent within the small business community. We're a school. As a school, we need to teach classes that people are interested in. Well, which class do they want? Well, we're going to do QuickBooks. So we ended up getting very involved with QuickBooks. Is it the only one out there? No. But it is the one that we have a course for. Now, with that, you can see the evolution. It started with bookkeeping. It goes to QuickBooks. Then we said to ourselves, all these individuals that we're helping start accounting businesses, offering bookkeeping services, they're using QuickBooks. What's the natural evolution of the services they should be providing that complements the bookkeeping that they're doing? What is it? It's tax. So now all of a sudden we've got the professional bookkeeper program, we've got QuickBooks, and then we come out and we say, well, here's the tax program. You're doing the books, you've got the financials, you've got all the numbers that in essence you're plugging into the tax form. Why don't you just finish what you started? You've got the financials, put it on the tax form, right? So let's teach you tax. You've got individual, you got business returns. The individuals for the business owner, or if nothing else, for the employees of that company. Oh my heavens, you've got tax clients. Do you see how this is evolving? Now, as a school, we're saying, okay, if I'm working with accounting professionals, helping them start a bookkeeping business to offer accounting services using QuickBooks that provide tax services, One of the things that we're realizing is there's a disconnect between the business owner and the accounting professional communicating this information effectively. Accounting's the language of business, right? We speak, they go, what are they talking about? Wah, 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 wah. They don't understand. So color accounting comes into the mix, and color accounting says, let's take this accounting information, the financials, and let's give it to the business owner in a way they can understand it now. So now we've got color accounting, we've got bookkeeping, we've got QuickBooks, we've got tax. Do you see the evolution going on here? All of a sudden, what you have is a path. When you enroll, you can insert yourself into this journey anywhere you want, right? If you're saying, hey, I already know bookkeeping, I don't need it, but I do want to offer tax. Do you see how you can insert yourself into this linear progression? All right. Now, that gets us to this. Right there, you get the tax program. Well, the next thing is the Profit and Growth Expert Program. Now, the Profit and Growth Expert Program was basically this. We have a number of individuals out there, just like you, with years of experience in business, years of experience in accounting, that instead of just doing the financials, handing them over and going, next, here's your financial report, next, you're looking at this with a wealth of information, and you're easily able to say, hey, there are some things I'm observing that I really should bring to the attention of the business owner that they need to be aware of. I just think of the game last night. There was this collective discussion going on over here of, okay, what machine do we buy? Looking at the trends of the market. How many of you paid attention when Richard brought up the graphs showing the month over sales for yellow, green, and blue? And you're like, hey, did you notice on the graph that the yellows went up and stayed constant? The greens and the blues went up. Oh my heavens, if we're going to buy a machine, this is the one we want so we can have inventory so that those months that come, we can have the products. Do you realize you're actually now having the conversation that the business owner is having? That's what they're doing. But yet you as the accountant or bookkeeper, if you're just looking at it from a financial standpoint, you're indifferent to what they're doing. Buy a green machine, buy a blue machine, buy a yellow one, I don't care. I'll just tell you how much it costs, what you're going to depreciate, we'll pay your payroll. You're indifferent to the decisions, right? I'm inviting you to say, hey, why don't you insert yourself a little bit and say, hey, Tom, Sally, you've got this inventory, you've got this line of credit with the bank, you've got the ability to get a loan, what are you going to buy with it? Are you going to buy this machinery, this inventory? And you start asking, you're going to say, well, why would you do that? Looking at your trends from last year, didn't you sell and sell out of and run out of inventory for this particular product last June? Shouldn't you buy more of it this month? If nothing's changed, shouldn't we anticipate a good demand for this in June? Oh, I've never thought of it that way. I just thought my building fits this much, I'll buy that much. Well, no, if you sell that much and you sell out within the first 3 weeks, why don't you go buy more? We could put it in a trailer over here or put it over there, or maybe we can get it warehoused somewhere else. Now you're involved in the business decisions. Now, the important part of this conversation is whose decision ultimately is it? It's theirs. So, the Profit and Growth Expert Program was created for two reasons. One, to help you transition into that consultative coaching discussion. It was meant to help you understand the business principles that complement the accounting you're already doing with your clients. It's helping you become a business coach. The second thing that it does for you, it teaches you specifically how to market and sell that service. Now, it also helps you obviously sell more more accounting and bookkeeping services. But that's where it is. Now, listen carefully. I am announcing today a brand new program. When the time comes that you are ready to begin coaching business owners, having them literally pay you to be their business coach. The Universal Business Builder program is designed to specifically help you do that. Now, what I want to do is I want to put this into now some context, okay? I shared with you the evolution, right? How all the others came about. Let me share with you the evolution of this. The starting point was about 5-6 years ago. 5, 6 years ago, I was attending a number of conferences, and every conference I went to, there were numerous speakers that would always say, you know what, the accounting profession's changing. We need to get more into what they were choosing to refer to as advisory services. We've got to do more as a profession to offer advisory services. Ken, can you keep track of time for me? I need like 30-minute, 15, or I'm on a soapbox right here, man. I'm going. All right. So I'm attending these conferences, and about 5, 6 years ago, I'm just hearing again and again, but honestly, nobody was offering a solution. Literally, I was hearing, this is what you ought to do, but nobody would say how. This is how this is accomplished. It's how you market it, it's how you sell it, it's how you price it, and more importantly, it's how you deliver it. Let me give you an example. 5, 6 years ago, I chose to, great, I'm going to go out there and get accounting clients, and I'm going to get business coaching clients. I'm going to tell a business owner that we're going to do an engagement. You're going to pay me to be your business coach. And as your business coach, I'm going to coach you in the coming months on various business principles you need to know and understand as a business owner. I got them to commit to an engagement of $1,000 a month, $1,250 a month, $1,500 a month. Now, I'm going to pause right there. At this very time, as I was going through this process, I later learned that other business coaches were charging double, if not triple, what I'm asking. I sat around a table, much like this right here, just like that you're at, sat down with coaches, and we were talking about our services, and I literally was the cheapest at the table. Now, when I say $1,000 a month, I want you to be very clear. I'm not doing any bookkeeping. I'm not doing any accounting. I'm not doing any tax. I am their business coach. I was exclusively interested in seeing how those services would be delivered and how much I could be charging. So now I'm sitting across a business owner who's willing to do an engagement with me for 12 or more months, offering business coaching services where they're paying me $1,000 or more a month to be just that. How am I doing so far? Doing great. Like, this is awesome. This is what I'm hearing everybody's telling me I ought to do, but they don't tell me how to do it. So I've sold it. I could look the business owner in the eye and I could say, no, I can do this for you. I can do this. I can be your coach. I can help you understand the business principles and help you manage your business more profitably and effectively. They bought it. First problem I ran into. First problem. My marketing message wasn't making sense. I felt that the business owners weren't clear as to what it is I did. I also felt it wasn't clear what they could expect from my coaching. What's the deliverable? What are they paying me to have happen? And then the last part of that was, I didn't know what I was doing next week. What am I doing? All right, so with that context, for the last 5 years, I've been figuring this out. I've looked at many programs, read a lot of books, and I've done it. For the last 5 years, I've been doing business coaching with business owners, the same people that are your clients. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm kind of in an interesting situation. Because of my training accounting professionals, you, to offer accounting services, it doesn't do me any good to go out into my market and go up against Carrie and Tina and Andrea and compete with them on offering services, right? So I'm not going to go out into the marketplace and say, I do bookkeeping services. I just do business coaching, right? So I'm not looking for her clients. I'm not looking for your clients. But I'm working with the exact same person. Do you get that? Okay? Now, where I want to go with this is I got the engagements and work with the business coaches. I only, in that entire 5 years, I only had one that canceled early. We worked with them for 3-4 months, and after 3-4 months, they backed out. The reason for that was simply they didn't want to implement the program, and they backed out. And my agreement reads that after 3 months, they can. I've got all my clients that complete the 12 months or longer. The longest client I had was 3 years. Okay? There is a fidelity, in essence, to this. I mean, there comes a point where they are doing great. they're honestly doing well. They don't need the coaching much anymore. And I want them to see that there's a finality to it. It's a little different than accounting. That's always going to be there, but the coaching. So let me share with you now my solution to the marketing and sales. Oh, criminy. My solution to the marketing and sales was very simple. It ultimately culminates into 5 deliverables or services that I'm offering. So these are the features / benefits of what I'm offering. The first thing I tell them is I help them engage and manifest. I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't mean a thing to any of them. They have no clue what it is. However, it's perhaps the most important part of the coaching process, especially the beginning of the experience. Engage and manifest. That's what I say. Okay? It's very much like what Robin does. It's going into the business owner and saying, great, I'm so excited to be working with you. I need you to tell me why you're in business. In order for me to coach you, I need you to tell me why in the world you're doing this. And the business owner stares at me and goes, I've not really had anybody ask me that. I mean, people ask me that, but you're obviously wanting me to answer it. And why am I doing this? Yeah, why is it that when payroll comes and you can't make payroll, you pay everybody else but yourself when you go without pay? Tell me again why it is you put your house up on the market and took out a second mortgage to fund the business. I mean, why do you keep doing these things? And you get to the core of why they are in business for themselves, why they're passionate about this, why, in fact, they're willing to take the risk. That engage and manifest portion of the coaching is phenomenal because you get clarity as to what's the end game, why are we doing this, what's success defined as, and all of a sudden you're as a business coach able to help them move in that direction. They get clarity and they're like, oh my heavens, as a business coach. Now, I just want to clarify something. Have I told them anything at this point? No, I've asked questions. The best coach is someone who asks the right questions and holds them accountable. I learned that over the years. And many teach that, by the way. It's not a Rogerism, it's a truth of coaching. You're asking the right questions, you have to learn what the right questions are, and you have to hold them accountable for them what they say they're going to do. Now, the second service, feature and benefit that I'm focusing on is understanding accounting. Time and time again, I get into the client and I say, great, here's the next meeting. What we're going to do is I'm going to have you bring your financial reports. What are those? Okay, it's the P&L and it's the balance sheet. What is that? It's this and that. Can you bring that? Yes, okay, they bring it. Half the time they don't have the reports. They have no idea. Now, do I do accounting? I don't. So in my world, I don't do the books. I tell them, great, I need you to go to your accountant. I need you to get the books and let's figure out where you're at. Now, in your case, I would specifically say that in addition to the $1,000 a month, you in theory would be offering bookkeeping and accounting services, and therefore you would charge, in addition to your coaching, your accounting service fee, and you'd be charging that, and you'd be producing for them the reports to review each month. Follow that? In my case, I'm asking for the reports, bring them, I don't have them. They need to bring them. We look at the reports. I put the P&L in front of them and I say, tell me on this report, what is the thing that you look at? What this means to you? What's important on here? When you get this on a regular basis, do you look at it? What are you looking for? I just talk to them about it. And then in that process, we go through some coaching where I teach them what the P&L is, what the balance sheet is, what it represents, what we're wanting to track and watch. Okay? It's educational. Okay? Third feature and benefit. I focus now on increasing revenue. Increasing revenue. Now I want to put this in very clear, concise terms. Increasing revenue is simply this. They know how to market and sell their services. I'm asking them why they do it, where they do it, how they do it. I want to understand their sales funnel. It's merely the questions of asking, so tell me, where do you advertise? And when a lead comes from that, what do you do next? And what do you do that? And we talk through it, and we try to find gaps. And they volunteer, well, I've always wanted to test this place, or I always wanted to do this. I'm able to ask the question, well, is there an ROI? You're spending $500 a month to do this, and it appears you're getting 3 clients. The 3 clients are paying you this, so therefore your cost per sell is this. All of a sudden, they're thinking differently because I'm asking what? Number questions, right? All right, so the third thing was increasing revenue. Fascinating thing. I've had months of coaching on this, months. That one question alone causes months of our getting together and talk about various things, strategies, tracking. What's the ROI on this? Let's look at this. How can we improve this process? The fourth thing that we focus on? No, it's profit. It's now improving profit. Now, here's the thing that's fascinating. When they hear profit, they think one thing. It's totally different. Oftentimes what happens is it's a cash flow conversation. They're not having the cash flow they need, and it turns into a cash flow discussion of, okay, and literally, I've had this multiple times with with multiple clients, and it's very simple. If you have a bill, where do you get the money to pay the bill? And it's just like the darn game that we played. You've got to pay payroll. Where are you going to get the money from? Is it going to come from the bank? Is it going to come from receivables? Are you going to do factoring? Are you going to get the cash out of the bank here? Or do you have a line of credit? Or maybe a credit card? I mean, what are we doing here? But one client, I distinctly remember this. What do you use first? Do you hit the bank account? Do you pay the bill with the credit card? Do you pay it with the line of credit? He had a line of credit. Well, if he hit the line of credit, the interest on that money that was withdrawn on that line, the interest begins accruing that very day, right? On the credit card, he could take the money, but he doesn't have to pay interest on it until the statement is due, right? So in theory, we could actually take the money out of the bank to a point where he felt comfortable that that's the zero, right? Take the money out of there, and if that ran out, go to the next thing, which was the credit card, take that, and if the statement came due before we had money back in the bank to pay the statement, what we could do is then go to the bank loan and start taking the money there. But immediately once there was money in the bank, we'd pay down the bank loan. He was like, I never thought of managing my money like this. He was just taking money wherever he just thought conveniently he could get it, and he was grabbing it, paying interest left and right. I was like, no, there's a logic to this. Do you realize that one epiphany for this client was just life-changing? He's like, oh my heavens, I understand how to manage my money better. He felt liberated from that. Here's the fifth thing. The fifth thing is building value. The business owner, when they realize that first and foremost, their company is an asset, it's actually worth something. All that blood, sweat, investment, and so forth that's gone into the business has a value. They could literally sell this if they did it right. Not just close it when I'm done and I want to retire, but actually sell it. That blows their minds. Well, how do I make this company worth something? Or you ask the business owner, what do you think your company is worth? If you had to go get a bank loan, or if you had to retire today and sell it, I mean, what's your company worth? Oh, I've been doing this for 15 years. It's got to be worth $1 million. Why do you think it's worth $1 million? Why? And they don't have a clue. It's like, dude, your business is worth like 150,000, or your business is worth, 750. It's not worth $1 million. But I know things we can do in your business that in the course of the next 6, 12, 18 months, we could tweak this, fix that, improve this, and in that time, take your business, fill those holes, and actually make it worth the $1 million that you think it should be worth. But right now, it's not. Now, obviously, I'm saying it's not when the market determines it. I mean, if somebody came in and wanted it, they can pay whatever they want. But at least I know from a business point of view what I can be working towards. Here's my point. For the last 5 years, I've been working all this. Now, my thing was, that all sounds great, but I've talked about selling it, right? So I figured out how to sell it, those 5 things. I stress of those things 3. Engage and manifest means nothing to these people. It sounds great. It's a very important part of the coaching, but at a coaching level for buying, they're not buying because I'm engaged and manifest. They buy for basically 2 reasons: increasing revenue, improving profit. Those are the 2 things that stand out to the business owner. You can help me increase my revenue, top line. You can help me improve my profit, bottom line. They're like, oh my heavens, let's talk. That's what they hear. I offer 5 services. We start with engage and manifest. You got to tell me what you're doing. I got to understand what this is about. Okay, you're going to tell me 5 minutes in a second, aren't you? Gosh darn it. Okay, so here's the end. The Universal Business Builder. Announcing today what we're going to be putting out, and you're going to see it very shortly, is in essence the Universal Business Builder program. It is where I've taken the time to now literally show how you meet with your clients on a week-by-week basis. Literally, this is what you'll do with your client this week. I teach you not the concepts, I teach you this is what you're trying to do with your client. These are the questions you're asking, this is the experience you're going to have. I then also, in this entire program, not just give you, in essence, 52 weeks, a year's worth of here's what you're going to do with a client. We also role play that. Cindy was very excited about and mentioned that we got together and she sat down as a business owner, and I just asked her the questions I just told you should be discussing with the client. And I said, look, this is what's going to happen. Becky, I told you, ask this question. Here, Cindy, I can honestly tell you there was 0 role play. Cindy kept on saying, and I cannot stress this enough, she is a woman that over prepares, okay? She is so everything had to be like dotted I, crossed T. She would insist, Roger, what are we going to role play? Tell me what I need to know. What are we going to be doing? What are we going to be talking about? I said, Cindy, no. Just show up. You're going to sit down. I'm going to ask you questions. So in the video, what you literally see role played is me asking her questions that she's never heard before, and you get to witness in her business owner mindset, because she's run a business before. I said, be a business owner. In a business owner mindset, I want you to answer these questions. And we filmed it. You literally get to see how a person, impromptu, when asked the question, responds. Nothing's canned. Here you go. So I just teach you, here's what you need to do the first month. In the first month, you need to ask these questions, do these exercises with the business owner, and now let's role play it. In the Universal Business Builder, I'm going to be so blunt with this. I have looked where everyone is out there saying that we need to become advisors and we need to be coaching our clients. I hear concepts, principles, but I have not yet found where they show how it's experienced. And so that's the Universal Business Builder program. I'm very pleased to put it out there. Now, this isn't for the person who's down here at the Professional Bookkeeper program going, I'd like to do bookkeeping and I need 5 clients. No. This is for anyone and everyone. If you're in this situation where you're like, you know what, I'm ready to kind of engage my clients at a deeper level. I want to have conversations with them. I feel I have insights, perspective that I can bring to the conversation that would help them be more successful in their business, but I don't know how to have that conversation. I don't know how to position myself that when I ask the question, they're actually serious about the discussion. Well, one, they're paying you. I mean, that made it serious. I am here for our coaching session that you just paid $1,000 to have me do. So you serious? Yeah, that's serious. Let's sit down. When I ask these questions, it's not just a chit-chatty conversation. It's like, yeah, I guess I'm paying for all this. That right there is the Universal Business Builder program that has been announced. Now, here's where I'm at. I've got like 2 minutes, right? This is pathetic. This is pathetic. Oh, you're so good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna still go. Don't tease me too much. Shh, stop. Don't tell me that. Okay, here we go. So at the conference today, you learned of the Universal CRM. Okay? Oh, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to anyways. Everybody take out your phones. Go to your browser where you can get on the internet. Go to the browser to get on the internet. You're going to type in this URL. Chris told you this, but I don't think anyone did this. Go to getclients.universalaccounting.com. It should take you to a landing page that tells you of the seminar he mentioned that's Thursday. It should. Okay, that's fine. That's what I'm going to have everybody do if you're done good. So, getclients.universalaccounting.com. It should be a landing page with a countdown on a form for you to sign up for a seminar. Okay. Just put your name, email in there. That's what you're going to do right now. Everybody do it. Boom, boom, boom. Adam, you're done. Adam and Adam. That was Adam and Adam. All right. So just sign up for that. The Universal CRM was meant to actually address one of the biggest challenges that I hear repeatedly that honestly is hard for us to help you with in the sense of what you're looking for, which is marketing and sales. Everybody's like, but I want clients. I need clients. Can you help me get clients? I can't meet with the business owner, okay? I can't get the client for you. You have to meet with them. But I can get you closer and closer and closer to that discussion, right? So my intent to help get you there is Chris helping us with the Universal CRM to help you with the marketing and sales. We're going to get them much more closer to you and enrolling with you than you could before, okay? So that's the Universal CRM. The second is Clay. Clay brought up what? What's the software program? BizBench. Those of you who are interested in BizBench, it is amazing. He did such a great job of explaining it, and still I think he only scratched the surface. You're looking for a differentiator. We talk about niched, right? A differentiator that helps you stand out from all the other accounting services. What if you could say, I can help you compare your business to your competition in your industry based on your NAICS code. I can take your information and help you see how you're comparing to your competition. That's huge. You can see the benchmarks. You can actually help them see in their industry what they need to be doing differently or better. That's powerful. It's giving you something to talk about with your clients. So with that being said, what you're looking at here is a full journey, if you will. You can see clearly where the virtual bookkeeper's roadmap fits in. You can clearly see where the universal CRM and BizBench also apply. They're right there. What I want you to do is understand this is here because we're excited to further help you become the premier accounting firm in your area. That's it. Our goal is to give you the tools, the resources, the training, the certification, the coaching, the support you need to have the premier accounting firm in your area.